Did you know that some states in the US are teetering on the edge of collapse? While America is often seen as a land of opportunity, several states face challenges so severe that their very foundations are at risk. From economic downturns to environmental disasters and policy missteps, these states are grappling with problems that could change life as we know it for millions of people. In this video, we're diving into 5 states most likely to collapse in 2025. Each one tells a unique story of hardship and resilience, but also warning signs that demand attention. If you live in any of these states, the issues we'll discuss might feel all too familiar. Let's explore the cracks in America's foundation, starting with the first state on our list. Number 1. Illinois. Illinois, often referred to as the land of Lincoln, is facing a storm of economic and social challenges that could reshape its future. Despite being home to Chicago, one of America's largest and most vibrant cities, the state is grappling with a steep population decline. Over 32,000 people left Illinois in 2023 alone, a continuation of a troubling trend that has lasted for over a decade. So why are people leaving? The reasons are as complex as they are concerning. For starters, a Wallet Hub study shows that Illinois has one of the highest property tax rates in the nation, a financial burden that many homeowners and retirees simply can't bear. For those on fixed incomes like retirees, these taxes eat into savings, making life increasingly unaffordable. On top of that, healthcare access for seniors ranks poorly, adding another layer of difficulty for those seeking a peaceful retirement. But it's not just about taxes and healthcare. Illinois' job market isn't faring much better. The state ranks 42nd in job growth, with an unemployment rate hovering near 5%, well above the national average of 3.7%. Even those who manage to find work often struggle with stagnant wages that fail to keep pace with rising living costs. For young professionals and families, this makes Illinois an unappealing place to build a future. The financial instability doesn't end there. According to the Civic Federation, Illinois faces a budget deficit projected to reach $970 million by 2025. One of the biggest culprits, the state's underfunded pension system. Illinois holds one of the most poorly managed public pension funds in the country, creating a financial time bomb that threatens to explode in the near future. This deficit not only affects public employees, but also limits the state's ability to invest in infrastructure, education, and other critical services. And let's not forget about safety concerns. Crime rates, particularly in urban areas like Chicago, remain a significant issue. While Chicago is known for its cultural landmarks and thriving business districts, its struggles with crime continue, influencing families and retirees to seek safer environments elsewhere. 2. West Virginia. Nestled in the heart of Appalachia, West Virginia is a state of breathtaking natural beauty and deep cultural roots. But beneath its rolling hills and lush landscapes lies a sobering reality. This state is grappling with a complex web of economic, social, and environmental challenges that threaten its future. One of West Virginia's most pressing issues is its struggling economy. The state ranks 49th in personal income, with only 55% of its working-age population employed, according to a study by West Virginia University. For many residents, job opportunities are scarce, and low wages have left communities trapped in cycles of poverty. The state's dependence on industries like coal mining, which once brought prosperity, has now become a double-edged sword. As the demand for coal declines, entire towns that thrived on this industry are now facing economic collapse. Many workers are left with limited options for employment, forcing younger generations to leave in search of better opportunities elsewhere. The environmental toll of coal mining has only deepened West Virginia's challenges. Cleanup funds for abandoned coal mines are woefully inadequate, covering less than 10% of future reclamation costs. This means that communities already grappling with economic hardship are also burdened by environmental hazards. Toxic runoff from these sites contaminates waterways, threatening both human health and local ecosystems. For residents in these areas, the promise of a clean and safe environment feels increasingly out of reach. Healthcare is another critical issue in West Virginia. A recent national survey confirms that the state ranks last in the nation for healthcare access, a statistic that paints a grim picture of its residents, particularly retirees. In rural areas, reaching a doctor can require long drives across winding mountain roads, a daunting task for older individuals with limited mobility. Specialty care is often unavailable, forcing residents to travel out of state for treatments. This lack of access is especially concerning given that nearly 45% of seniors in West Virginia live with disabilities, a rate higher than the national average. The opioid crisis has left an indelible mark on the state. West Virginia has one of the highest rates of opioid-related deaths in the country, a tragedy that has devastated families and strained healthcare resources. This crisis isn't just a public health issue, it's an economic one, draining funds from already stretched state budgets and reducing workforce productivity. For many communities, the loss of loved ones and the economic impact of addiction have created a sense of hopelessness that's hard to overcome. Education struggles further compound West Virginia's challenges. Students in the state consistently score below the national average, and the education system faces significant hurdles in retaining young talent. As younger generations leave in search of better opportunities, the state's population is projected to shrink by 20,000 residents by 2030. This outmigration weakens the tax base and makes it even harder to invest in the state's future. Before we continue, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Let's dive back in. 3. Mississippi. Mississippi, often celebrated for its southern charm and affordability, is facing mounting challenges that threaten its viability as a haven for retirees and working families alike. Despite its reputation for low living costs and mild weather, the state is grappling with significant issues in healthcare, education, and public safety that cast a shadow over its future. The most critical issue confronting Mississippi is its healthcare system, which ranks very low in the nation. The state has struggled to provide adequate medical services, particularly in rural areas, where hospitals and clinics are scarce. Following a near collapse of the state's healthcare infrastructure in 2021, The New Yorker noted that many facilities have yet to fully recover. For retirees and others requiring frequent medical attention, this lack of reliable healthcare is a serious concern. Chronic understaffing and a shortage of specialized care force many residents to travel long distances for basic medical needs, adding physical and emotional stress to an already vulnerable population. The healthcare crisis isn't just limited to access, it extends to outcomes as well. Data from Statista shows that Mississippi has the highest infant mortality rate in the nation and some of the worst health indicators overall, including high rates of diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. For retirees, this creates an environment where finding quality care is not only difficult but also unreliable, further undermining the state's appeal. Public safety is another growing concern in Mississippi. While housing in the state is relatively affordable, it often comes with a trade-off of high crime rates, particularly in urban areas. The state ranks 25th in the nation for overall crime, with violent incidents and property crimes affecting communities statewide. For older residents seeking peace and security in their golden years, these safety concerns are a significant drawback. Education, or the lack thereof, poses yet another challenge for Mississippi. The state has one of the lowest high school graduation rates in the country, and only about 25% of adults hold a bachelor's degree. These statistics point to systemic underfunding of public schools and limited access to higher education. The impact is far-reaching, affecting not only the younger population but also the state's economy. Economic challenges are further exacerbated by these systemic issues. While Mississippi's cost of living is among the lowest in the nation, low wages and limited job opportunities mean that many families still struggle to make ends meet. The state's heavy reliance on agriculture and manufacturing leaves it vulnerable to economic fluctuations, particularly in an era of rapid technological advancement and globalization. 4. New Mexico. New Mexico, known for its breathtaking landscapes and cultural richness, is facing a series of challenges that overshadow its natural beauty. Despite its affordable cost of living, the state struggles with critical issues in crime, environmental sustainability, and healthcare that have placed it on the brink of collapse. One of the most pressing issues in New Mexico is its alarming crime rate. As of 2024, Newsweek reported that the state holds the unfortunate title of having the highest crime rate in the United States. Violent crimes, including assault and armed robbery, have become widespread, making safety a growing concern for residents. This isn't just a problem in urban areas like Albuquerque. Smaller communities are also grappling with increasing incidents of theft and violence. The environmental challenges in New Mexico further compound the state's struggles. Wildfires and floods have become more frequent and severe, driven by prolonged droughts and rising temperatures. In 2024 alone, federal aid for recovery efforts exceeded $22 million, a clear indication of the scale of these disasters. These events not only disrupt daily life but also threaten the state's tourism industry, which relies heavily on its natural attractions. Poor air quality resulting from wildfire smoke further impacts public health, particularly for older residents and those with respiratory conditions. Water scarcity is another critical issue plaguing New Mexico. The state's arid climate has always posed challenges, but worsening droughts have pushed the water crisis to unprecedented levels. Municipal water supplies are under strain, and agricultural production, one of New Mexico's key economic drivers, has been significantly impacted. For farmers and ranchers, the lack of reliable water sources is not just an inconvenience, but a threat to their livelihoods. For residents, this scarcity often translates to higher utility costs and stricter water usage restrictions, adding another layer of difficulty to daily life. Healthcare access in New Mexico, particularly in rural areas, is yet another major concern. While urban centers like Santa Fe and Albuquerque offer a range of medical services, many rural communities lack specialized care. For retirees managing chronic conditions or requiring frequent medical attention, this means long and often difficult journeys just to see a doctor. The shortage of healthcare professionals in these regions exacerbates the problem, leaving many residents without timely or adequate medical support. New Mexico's economic landscape also reveals troubling signs. While the state experienced a modest GDP growth of 5.7% in late 2023, its long-term economic stability remains fragile. Unemployment rates hovering around 3.9% are still above the national average, according to Bureau of National Statistics. The state's reliance on volatile industries like oil and gas further complicates its economic prospects. When oil prices drop, the ripple effects are felt across the state. From job losses to reduced tax revenue, this dependency makes it difficult for New Mexico to build a resilient and diverse economy. 5. California. California, often celebrated as the land of opportunity and innovation, now faces a growing list of challenges that threaten its stability. By 2025, these issues, ranging from environmental disasters to soaring living costs, could push the state closer to collapse. Once a beacon of prosperity, California is now a cautionary tale of what happens when systemic problems remain unresolved. One of California's most pressing concerns is its vulnerability to natural disasters. The Natural Reserve System noted that wildfires have become a recurring nightmare for residents, with over 1.2 million acres burned in 2023 alone. These fires do not only destroy homes and communities, but also fill the air with dangerous pollutants, creating hazardous living conditions for millions. Climate change continues to exacerbate these disasters, making them more frequent and severe. For residents, this means a constant cycle of evacuations, property loss, and skyrocketing insurance premiums. Adding to California's environmental woes is a deepening water crisis. By 2024, the state required $15 billion to overhaul its aging water infrastructure. Yet, a funding gap of $5.5 billion remains, leaving many rural communities without reliable access to clean drinking water. For farmers, this crisis is even more devastating. Water shortages have forced many to downsize or shutter their operations entirely, driving up food prices across the nation. For residents, particularly retirees and low-income families, the lack of affordable water solutions adds another layer of hardship. The strain on California's power grid is another critical issue. Despite significant investments in renewable energy, the state continues to face frequent blackouts during extreme weather events. These power outages disrupt daily life and business operations, leaving residents to grapple with uncertainty. The challenge lies in balancing the state's ambitious climate goals with the immediate need for a reliable energy supply, a task that has proven difficult to achieve. Perhaps the most well-known crisis in California is its housing affordability problem. Fox News reported that median home prices in the state soared above $830,000 in 2023, making homeownership a distant dream for many. Even renting is becoming increasingly untenable, with average monthly rents in major cities exceeding $3,000. This housing crisis has fueled a mass exodus, with thousands of residents leaving California each year in search of more affordable living conditions. The result, a shrinking tax base and worsening income inequality that further strain the state's resources. Homelessness is another visible symptom of California's broader affordability crisis. In 2023, over 170,000 individuals were living without permanent shelter, a figure that continues to climb. Expanding homeless encampments in cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco raise concerns about public safety, sanitation, and health risks. For retirees, the sight of growing homelessness is both heartbreaking and unsettling, adding to the perception that California is no longer the paradise it once was. Now that we've covered the 5 states struggling to keep afloat, let's end on a positive note. Despite all the challenges facing the nation, there's one state that is thriving against the odds: Utah. Known for its stunning landscapes and strong sense of community, Utah has emerged as a beacon of resilience. With one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country, a booming tech sector, and a high quality of life, Utah is proving that good governance and community-driven policies can make a difference. It's a state that reminds us of what's possible when leaders prioritize long-term solutions over short-term fixes. For those considering a move, Utah stands out as a promising destination. If you found this video insightful, let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that helps you stay informed. Before you go, be sure to check out our next video, 10 countries that give you permanent residency on day 1 for free. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe.